Let's talk disc dyeing techniques today. I got into dyeing discs last year and I probably dyed 200 or so, sold a lot of them. Some people like an all white bag, but it's not my aesthetic. I loved getting into the dyes. I'm gonna tell you kind of like about both of these. This is a glue bed. So that's a glue bed style where you can kind of do some split dyes, some geode style of dyes. We've got another one to kind of show you on the glue bed side. This is a infinite discs. I think this is a raw. Yeah, it's a raw color glow metal flake. And you can see the different kind of patterns in there within the blue and the pink. So those are okay. I don't mind those. But my favorites are the Floetrol dyes. So that's what this is. So instead of doing a glue bed, it also takes about a day with the heat to really get good results out of glue bed. So it just takes so long in order to get those. I prefer typically going with the Floetrol dyes. These are some rainbow options. You basically lay the dye down at angles and you kind of pull it across in order to create these different layers and then the cells within the cells. So I'll give you a close-up on this chariot. Pretty sick one. These usually, I mean, honestly, the rainbow ones sold way better than any of my cotton candy ones. If you like the blues and pinks, I got plenty of those. This is a Emperor, and the cool thing about this type of dye is that if you're swirling it like this, you can easily spin that disc, and if you play with me, you will catch me doing this all the time, waiting to tee off on the tee pad. So that was a good example. I had a Thought Space Athletics Praxis that I turned from a green disc into blue and pink. And I've got a Tomb over here that I really like this style. So if you put a little bit of the silicone oil, basically take a pen and you can like drop it exactly where you want to make these different cells. The problem is it's a little bit hard to get it perfectly in the center. I did on this one. The Toro was a little off centered, whereas this one, I put the silicone inside the Floetrol whenever I dyed it to get this effect, which is kind of like chaos bubbles. I'm gonna call this chaos bubbles. Reminds me of my 6-year-old son. I've got some other cell dye, kind of, this one's more of just swirls, didn't have as many cells, so that's the difference between that one and the last Tomb. And this one might be harder to pick up on the camera, but this is like a dragon egg style. Maybe if I can get closer, you can kind of see that where it's blues and pinks on this pinned Champion Destroyer. And then my first ace disc, kind of did like a sideways cotton candy dye with the silicone already added in to create those random bubbles. So I'm curious though, what is your favorite style of dye? I don't normally like rainbow, but for some reason on these discs, it pops and it is really something else. So I'm gonna start doing some more colorful dyes, but yeah, let me know if you like the glue beds or the Floetrol beds. I think I prefer Floetrol because you can do so many in one day. It takes 1 hour with heat in order to get this result. So yeah, let me know if you want to see some more dye videos in the future. I'm curious if this is the type of content you want. So I will be putting a video together here very soon with a glue bed and Floetrol. Show you both examples of how I do that. You can usually sell, I would say the Floetrol type of dyes, these cell dyes for 30 to 40 bucks, depending how good it is. For some of the other ones, you really got to like the style, of the blue and pink cotton candy. But even if you mess up on the dyes, you can usually get your money back. There's a lot of ways to get wholesale pricing on these discs, or if you go to the iDye or UDye section of Innova, that's where I got a lot of my Innova discs. And I've also got a bunch from Infinite from my wholesale account as I was running a shop for like 3 years. So that's kind of an overview of my dyes, and we're about to go dye some, so stay tuned.